Dear students, today we shall take up another poem, a very interesting poem and also very significant poem in the context of our age. This is Money Madness. The title of the poem is Money Madness, and this is by D.H. Lawrence. Lawrence is usually very famous for his novels, powerful novels, but here in your anthology, in this poem has been described, Money Madness. So let us examine the title of the poem, Money Madness. You know what is money, you know what is madness. So Lawrence is emphasizing on this point, that how people are mad after money, and if you are mad after money, then what happens? So this is a poem, a critique on human behavior, and if you believe in these 7 deadly sins which are there listed in Bible, there are 7 deadly sins. One is pride, another lust, greed, envy, wrath, gluttony, sloth. So they are called sins. So people should not go for these things. These are not good things to be possessed by human beings. So Lawrence is highlighting on one thing, that is how people are greedy about money. So thus the society is divided into 2 categories. Some people have money, some people don't have money. So those who are having money, they are rich people. So without money and with money. So some amount of money is needed, but if you have an excess urge to get money, the greed for money is bad. That's why he says that this way or that way. If you have money, it is needed for your life. If you have excess greed for money, then how the society is divided, and there will be a kind of problem for the whole society and for the people, those who are living in it. So let us read the poem. The best way to understand the poem is to read it and find out for yourself who is speaking, what he is speaking, and what is the central idea of the poem. So I have called it Money Madness is a poem, but you will see the arrangements, the lines which are there, they are not as you are usually having a notion about stanza, that group of lines, 4 lines, 3 lines or 2 lines, couplets or tercets, or you can say quartet. Here just lines after lines. Let me read the entire poem and then find out what is it about, who is speaking, and what is its relevance for the present day. So the title of the poem is Money Madness. Money is our madness, our vast collective madness. And of course, if the multitude is mad, the individual carries his own grain of insanity around with him. So see, there are 3 lines. The first one is, money is our madness, our vast collective madness. This is almost like a statement. Then, and of course, if the multitude is mad, if many people are mad after money, then that will injure the society. That will be a problem for the society. And the individual carries his own grain of insanity around with him. So that will affect the human behavior. People will be insane. Insane means mad. Insane, or you can say mad. So the madness after money is bad. Some amount of money is necessary to conduct your life. You have wants, you have desires, and some expenditure is to be carried out when you are buying certain things. But if you have a kind of urge for money, greed for money, lust for money, then that will affect. So, he says that when it affects, then the whole society becomes mad. I doubt if any man living hands out a pound note with a pang, and a real tremor if he hands out a 10-pound note. He has given a very funny example like this, that certain people are rich, certain people are in want of money. Most of the times those who don't have money, they are very poor and they face problem. Quite often some people, the rich people, they think of giving certain, you can say, some amount of money to somebody. If it is less amount, there is nothing. But not for anything, if someone is giving out money, and if it is a pound, he says the hands tremble. All right. So he is giving so if it is, so that's why he says if he hands out a 10-pound note. So pound is the currency of England. All right. So we are having a kind of a currency. We say it is rupee. So around 97.96. So 1 pound is like this. So if 1 pound, the exchange value today is 97.96. So this is for your convenience. Just remember, it is not required that much. This is just when some amount of little amount of money is there, then there is no problem. But when a big amount is transferred from one person to another, then when the man who is giving away, his hands tremble. So for the sake of kindness, sometimes people feel like donating certain things. If it is by way of example, if I say, if it is 1 rupee or 10 rupee or 100 rupee, it is all right. If somebody is giving out 1 lakh or 1 crore, then his hands tremble. All right. So he says, I doubt if any man living hands out, means giving away a pound note without a pang, without any kind of you can say problem. But the real tremor comes when it becomes tenfold. So on the whole, the meaning is just very simple. The lines are all just like prose lines, just like you have, just like you can say paragraphs in a prose passage. Here in this poem, you don't find this kind of you can say stanza pattern. It is just one after another. All the sentences are just like statements. So the poet here is giving out his feelings or his observation that here in this world money matters. Some amount of money is barely necessary. Those who are having money, they are, you can say, rich people. Those who don't have money, they are poor. So sometimes people think of giving away certain amount as donations or giving out just alms. So it is less amount, then there is no problem. But when some amount is transferred, a huge amount, then his hands tremble. So this is, he says, this is human behavior. No one wants to just give away more. So that's why he says that if you have some amount of money, it is all right. But when it becomes a kind of odds, a loss or a greed, then that creates problem for the entire community or entire, you can say, country or entire, you can say, the state or just like the society. So that's why he says that when you are sane, you are normal human being, you think of sharing your, you can say, share with others. But at times people are thinking the reverse. They want to live upon others, just amass huge amount of money, and that is at the expense of others. So that becomes mad. So the greed for money turns the society something dangerous. So at that time money becomes a kind of madness, and people, those who are for that kind of a thing, that greed for money, then the whole society, one person, two persons, likewise the whole society becomes mad. People turn insane. or to be simple, they turn mad. We quail, money makes us quail. It has got us down, we grovel before it in strange terror, and no wonder, for money has a fearful, cruel power among men. So, in these 3 lines, so I have said that unlike other poems which you have read previously, there is some kind of repetition of sound, some amount of poetic, you can say music coming out. Here, no such things are there, but very powerful statements, all right, just sentences. So, they are just like statements. Here he says, we quail. That means the author says that what he has observed in the society is just like this. What? That madness for money is bad. Society is divided into 2. Certain people, they have money, certain people, they are not having money, that is why they are in need of money. So, society is divided, and after that he says that when it becomes a kind of you can say greed, then that creates problem for the people and they become mad, they become insane, insane. So, he says that for money has a fearful, cruel power among men. So, the role of money. So, usually people, those who know, have read economics, they know what is the need of money, how currency is there, how money is there, and how we have wants, we want to purchase certain things, in exchange we give away certain amount of money. So, for buying certain things we require certain things, just some money. Money is a requirement, but some people, they want to amass money, gather money, they want to exploit others, they want to live upon others. So, that tendency, that kind of greed, that kind of lust is bad. So, he says all those people, those who are behaving in this way, they in turn, one after another. So, one man showing or exhibiting this kind of madness, and that is transferred to another likewise. So, the number increases. So, in a long run, what you find, the whole society or more number of people in a community, they become mad. So, Lawrence is critical about such a tendency in human beings, and he does not approve of such behavior or such kind of attitude of men. Money is needed, that is a requirement, but when you having a, you show a kind of greed or a kind of you can say lust for money, that is a problem. So, he does not approve of such human behavior or such human tendency. But it is not money we are so terrified of, it is the collective money madness of mankind. So, this is almost at mind. So, if one is behaving this way, suppose there are 100 people in a community, let us take an example for your understanding. Suppose in a village there are 100 people. So, if one person is just like this, that is not a problem. Suppose this is a village where there are 100 people, all right. Likewise, if one or two they show or exhibit this kind of madness, then that can be subdued. That is not going to create a problem, but it becomes a problem for this community or for the society or the country when this number increases. One becomes mad after money, second man, third man, fourth man, 100th man, 1000th man, and likewise. If the number increases, then that becomes a collective madness. More number of people show a tendency that they are running after money. Money is not a requirement here for them, but money becomes a kind of madness for them. So, this is bad. So, Lawrence says that if one or two they exhibit this kind of thing, this is normal. But if the number increases, this kind of tendency is transmitted to others. If more number of people they run after money, for them money is not a requirement, but a kind of bad tendency, then this society or this you can say country or the state, that becomes mad. So he says this is collective madness, and this collective madness is very dangerous. So it is the collective money madness of mankind, for mankind says with one voice, how much is he worth? Has he no money? Then let him eat that and go cold. So this way Lawrence is trying to tell you one thing, that quite often in your surrounding you find certain people that are very rich. Suppose they have one vehicle, a two-wheeler or a three-wheeler or a four-wheeler likewise. So one or two, a two-wheeler and a four-wheeler, that is the requirement at times. But if a person has 10 cars, 20 scooters or motorcycles and all these things, then that is not at all required. He wants to exhibit that I have so much of things, that kind of possessiveness, that kind of madness, to show that he is different from others. He is rich. That is dangerous. That creates a kind of division in the society. This suppose X man, he possesses suppose one car and one two-wheeler. It's okay. Sometimes it is needed. It's a requirement. This is normal. Suppose think of Y. Y has 10 numbers of two-wheelers and 20 cars, luxury cars. So he says this is not required at all. But this man wants to exhibit that is different, and he has a tendency or a greed for money, and he wants to exhibit that kind of richness in the society. So thereby there is a division, haves and have-nots. Have-nots, those who don't have richness, and those who are very rich. Thereby the society is divided, the community is divided, the country is divided. And he says in the process people show a collective madness for money. Collective madness for money is a bad tendency, a kind of thing which is not approved of by Lawrence. Lawrence is a very powerful novelist, a very powerful poet. So he has his views on this tendency. How in our society you find certain things, and he says money is a requirement for many people. It's okay, it's normal human behavior, it is a tendency which is approved. But when there is a kind of urge, and certain category of people or certain types of people, they show that they are different from others because they have more number of, you can say, things with them which are not all required, but they want to exhibit. All right. So they want to gather more money, and that kind of a thing, that kind of tendency towards those people, mad people, a kind of abnormal human behavior which is not liked, which is not approved by Lawrence. And if I have no money, see, if I have no money means it is not a reference to the poet himself, he is just showing that there are types of people. If someone does not have money, those people, those are very rich, they have more money, they say if they don't have money, let them eat that. Right. So the contemptuousness which is exhibited here is very bad. All right. That divides the entire society or the community. And if I have no money, they will give me a little bread so I don't die. But they will make me eat that with it, non-essential things or which are left overs. So that's bad things or things which are not at all just there. So he says that out of kindness, it is just a kind of kindness which is not coming out on its own, but just to show that kind people, the rich people, they have money and they have come to the rescue of these poor people. This is just to show, but in their heart of hearts, they don't want to share their amount or their wealth. So there they say, if they don't have money, let them eat that. We have money, let us enjoy. We are rich people, we are having a different status, and those people, those who don't have money, they are lowly people, ordinary people, commoners, and we are rich people. Thereby there is a division. They are have-nots, poor ones, those who don't have any wealth, or they are not able to just meet a square meal a day. But here people, they want money, it's okay, but money for them is not a requirement, but a bad tendency, a madness, which drives them in a way by which they want to live upon others. They look down upon those people. Those are ordinary people. If they don't have money, let them eat that. So this kind of contemptuousness, a kind of dislike, a kind of a hatred, hatred, contempt, or a kind of ill feeling. Very simple thing is ill feeling towards these. That creates a kind of division. Right? The society, the community is divided in this way, that certain people, they look down upon others, look down upon those people, those who don't have money, and it says, if you don't have money, eat that. We have money, we have power, we have authority. Money gives us power. That is another a big statement by Lawrence. So he says that those people, those who have money, they have power, and the wield authority. They decide the fate and the fortune of all those people. They matter in the society. So let us say this way, people, those who don't have money, they are poor ones, they are unable to live, or they are unable to lead their life in a normal way. The rich people, those wise people, they are after money. They are mad people, they become very rich, they are aristocrats, they want to exhibit, and thereby they look down upon those people, and they say with contempt that if you don't have money, eat that. So this is how the homogeneity, or the, you can say, the kind of solid kind of a thing which is there, the togetherness in the society breaks, and there is a division, or a clear, you can say, the society is divided into two. So a group of people, those who are in want of money, and there are other section of people, the rich people, aristocrats, those who claim that they are of higher status, they form another kind of thing. So these people, they think that these people are to be helped, and they look down upon them, and at times they think that if they don't have money, they let them eat that. And we have money, we have power, we have authority, and our say, whatever we say, society will run as per our direction. So it says, I shall have to eat that, I shall have to eat that. So in this line, you can line number 16, it's a repetition. I shall have to eat that, I shall have to eat that. So this repetition gives us a kind of emphasis that those people, they think, those who don't have money, they are times people. What? That if you don't have money, sufficient money, we cannot buy, we don't have that kind of purchase power, we cannot meet both our ends. So that's why he says, quite often we feel as if we are destined to suffer this way. We are destined to be poor people. And if I have no money, I have to eat that. I have to eat that. This is a repetition, emphasis on this statement. So Lawrence is emphasizing on this, that those poor people, they develop a kind of attitude this way, a kind of negative attitude. We don't have money, so we are destined to be poor. We are destined to eat whatever is left, whatever is available there. So whatever is given to us, we cannot just buy things because we don't have a sufficient amount of money. So in a society, they also don't have a kind of a say. So who matters? The rich people, they matter. The aristocrats, they matter. Because they have enough money, they can purchase anything. They have a power, they have authority, and they rule. They say that the whole society should be governed by them because they matter in the society. It is that I am frightened of. So see, the poet is giving a kind of clear statement. So if you look at certain persons with a sense of hatred, with a sense of contempt, with a sense of, you can say, negativity, or you can say they are lowly people, we are higher ups. So this is not good. Society breaks. The feeling of sharing, the feeling of living together is no more be there, and that is not to the likeness of Lawrence. So this is a tendency, a bad tendency. This is not good for the health of the society. If you want to live together in a society, in a kind of homogeneity, then you have to, you should not have this kind of feeling that we have money. Rather, we should live together. Whatever is required, that much is required. All right, not more. You don't have a kind of a feeling, a kind of greed, or a kind of lust for amassing money, gathering money, which is not just to show. Basic requirements can be met with little amount of money. But at times there are certain people, they show a kind of a tendency this way, just to wield power, to show power, exhibit power, to exhibit authority, and they say their words are important. They want to rule the others. Those people, those who don't have money, let them die. Let them just eat the dirt. If you want to live, let them live. They are lowly people. L-O-W-L-Y, lowly, low status. They are of a higher status. So it is that I am frightened of, and that fear can become a delirium. At times that becomes a kind of excitement, wild excitement. It is the fear of money mad fellow men. So this way, but those who are poor, they want to meet both ends. Right? They want to, basic requirements are there, so they want little amount of money to meet this, to buy those things. But these people, they are very rich. Even if they are rich, they want to get more and more and more, gather more and more and more. That tendency is bad. If their number increases, that injures the society. More people, the collective madness will grapple or grab more people. And Lawrence says this becomes bad, thereby the society breaks. There will be no togetherness, there will be no sharing, rather there will be a division, or you can say schism. It's a very important word, schism. The society breaks into two, rich and poor. So we must have some money to save us from eating dirt, and this is all wrong. Bread should be, so till now what Lawrence has tried to prove, he says money matters. But in the present society, some people are after money. They want to exhibit that they have enough money. people those who don't have sufficient amount of money, they are looked upon, they are looked down by these people. They are categorized as lowly people. And those people, those who are trying to show this kind of thing, greed for money, Lawrence says they are mad after money, and this money madness has turned the society a kind of a mad society. All right, and money madness is not approved of by Lawrence. Lawrence says this is a bad tendency, a bad attitude. The more number of people, if they show madness for money, then that will ultimately break the society into two. We must have some money to save us from eating that, and this is all wrong. So, those people, those who don't have money, they feel there is a kind of inner feeling in them that perhaps we are destined to suffer like this way. Whatever is left, we are destined to take those darts, eat those darts. And in line number 16, there is a repetition. I don't have money, that's why I shall have to eat that, I shall have to eat that. And if I have no money, this is the poor man's voice. Those poor people, those who don't have sufficient amount of money to just manage their household, to manage their livelihood, they feel that as if they are fated this way. They don't have any other option. They are to suffer, they are to eat that. So, what is the solution? See, Lawrence is giving a prescription that basic requirement to meet the basic requirement, some amount of money. So, in a modern state, it is the duty of the society, the duty of the government, duty of the state to provide the basic amenities, the basic requirements. What are the basic things? He says, bread should be free, shelter should be free, fire should be free to all and anybody, to all those people, those who are here. It's a human society. So, human beings, they want to live in a group. It's a homogeneous group. Homogeneity should not be broken down into pieces. So, Lawrence says that if you are dreaming of, if you just think of a good society, it is the duty of the society or the people, those who matter, those who rule, those who govern, or in a way you can say in a society, these things should be provided free by the authorities. What is bread? Means food. Shelter, home to take rest. Fire to cook your food. And to all and everybody, all and anybody and all over the world. It may be a democratic society, or it may be a kind of government, it's a communist government, wherever, or just cutting across all kinds of government, all kinds of things, divisions. He says that everywhere these basic requirements should be given for a better human society, where people feel safe, they have a free food, they have a free shelter, home, and then they have a fire. All right. So, to cook food and others, to get some kind of comfort in the winter. So, he says that all these things should be available free, thereby people will live happily. All right. So, he says we must regain our sanity about money before we start killing one another about it. It is one thing or the other. So, these last two stanzas you see, these 4 lines, it's a prescription, it's a kind of a condition. Lawrence says, and just let me just give you this poem appears, published in 1920, appears in the Sheep of Death and other poems, a collection of poems. So, 1920 means it's a 20th century poem. All right. So, looking at the entire society, observing these categories of people, the rich and the poor, the division, the duality, the schism, he has prescribed one thing. For the good of the society, for the health of society, or for a healthy society, a homogeneous society, what is needed is these basic requirements should be available free of cost. It's the duty of the government, cutting across all kinds of isms and other things, that food should be free, that means bread should be free, shelter should be free, fire should be free to all and anybody. So that is how people will feel like living in a society. It is not a jungle, it is not a forest where there will be a competition for food. All right, those wild animals, they will fight for food. The wild animals, they kill the other for food. It is not like that. You are human beings. We have the power to think. We are different from the beasts, from the animals. That's why Lawrence says that this money madness should be eschewed, should be driven out from our mind. We should feel like this way. It is a duty. So all democratic governments, they have their welfare states. Basic requirements are now provided. So Lawrence has prescribed for a good society, for a good state, these things should be provided free of cost. It is the duty of the government. Bread should be free, shelter should be, fire should be free, and all people should get these things free of cost. And if it is not there, what will happen? The society will break, and there will be a revolution, a kind of rebellion, a kind of war. And where you find human beings will kill human beings. So a set of people will go against the other set of people. There will be a fight, just like the animals, they fight for their food. Likewise here, human beings, a person will be fighting with another person because of this. So it's a warning, this way or that way. So Lawrence is very explicit, very clear about his concept. He has not raised a kind of a problem, but he has given a kind of a solution. He says money is required. It's okay, but greed for money is bad. This greed of money, if it is transmitted and it is multiplied in the society, then it becomes a kind of, it will turn the entire society into mad society. The people will go insane, and that is bad. So time is still there. Now let us think over the entire thing, because human beings have the power to think. The beasts, they don't have the power to think. That's why you are human beings, you are superior. So he says that time has come when these three things should be provided free, and if it is not done here at this point of time, then it may lead to a kind of a civil war, it may lead to a kind of battle, or it will lead to a kind of a war. People will fight with people, or in a society, in a state, in a country, there will be a fight for food, and there will be no development, nothing else, no progress. Only there will be warfare, there will be a kind of, you can say, indiscipline, and there will be a kind of fight, bloodshed, killings, murders, whatever you may think. So he says time is still there, that we should drive away from our mind this madness for money. So a very it's not a kind of poem just like the other poems which is musical, but here the statements or the observation of Lawrence has been put forth lines after lines. At times he has repeated certain words, at times he has repeated sentences, half sentences. So in line number 16, this is the example: I shall have to eat that, I shall have to eat that, and if I have no money, then I have to eat that. And this that is repeated again and again. Who will eat that? Those people, those who don't have money. So the people, those who are mad, they think of giving away something. If it is less amount, it's all right, because they want exhibitionism, that they are in a position to share, they are rich with other. But when the question of a sharing of you can say larger amount of money, larger amount of wealth, then they tremble. So this is the kind of thing. It's a kind of a sarcasm or a kind of satire on those aristocrats, those who think that they are donating for the poor. So this donation is good, but the mindset which is there is, if it is not a kind of healthy mindset, then that will injure, that will spoil the entire, you can say, this attitude. So in another way, this title Money Madness, it's a very appropriate title, very short one, it's very apt and it is appropriate. All right, the title Money Madness, a short one, appropriate one. Lawrence, as a 20th century, you can say, thinker, a novelist, a poet, has clearly warned all of us that money is needed for meeting basic requirements, but money madness is bad. So let us just forsake this kind of madness. If we want to live in a healthy society, then time has come to make available these three things free of a cost. So those who are in need of these things, they should get those things free. It is the duty of the society, the duty of these people, those who matter, those who govern, those who rule. It is the government's duty to make available these three things: bread, shelter and fire. If it is not there, if it is not provided, then situation may go in a wrong direction, when there will be infightings, there will be a kind of a public nuisance. People will snatch, a set of people will snatch other men's property. There will be kind of a killing, there will be bloodshed on the road, and thereby the whole society will crumble, will destroy. Crumble, C-R-U-M-B-L, crumble, or it will be destroyed. So for a homogeneous society, for a good society, for a healthy society, this is the purpose of all human beings. We are different, we are superior, we are not animals. So let us think in a very positive manner, in a healthy manner, to just build a kind of a good society. We are to forsake this madness for money. We should not run after money. Money is needed, whatever money is there, it can be acquired. But greed for money is just like the sin. Christians, they have categorized in Bible these 7 deadly sins. These are the very, you can say, they are very bad things. So let us take precautions and let us not behave in this way. So in a way, Lawrence is very positive in his approach. He says that this way or that way, he has warned the society, he has warned all of us that let us behave in a kind of a sane manner, in a sound manner, in a normal manner, so that we can live together happily, peacefully and blissfully. B-L-I-S-S-F-U-L-L-Y. So it's a wonderful poem, a very healthy message has been conveyed to all of us. Let us enjoy and understand the idea or the moral of this poem, that how we should not run after money. So thank you. I think you have understood this poem, and this is a powerful, all those sentences which are there in this poem, they are very powerful statements. And I think the last part is also a kind of warning, this way or that way. If we are not sufficiently warned, then things may go worse. Things may move in the bad way. That's why it is one thing or the other. If you want to live in a society, do these things. If you want to break the society, then there will be community madness. Alright, this community mandate, collective mandates is very bad. Running after money, greed for money will destroy our society and it will affect adversely our living. Alright, it will ruin our peace of mind, it will ruin our health, it will ruin our country, it will ruin our community. Thank you. I think you will enjoy this poem. Thank you.